Shalom. I'd like to say our praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the elect. And the U.S. has struck Nigeria. Right, there was a strike, a missile strike, and affected um certain parts of the city. I don't know where in Nigeria this was, but this was nothing but a sacrifice, a blood sacrifice, because these elite, they are occultists and they require sacrifice, right? And I'm going to bring out this, right? Um, sorry, I'm going to 1 second. Let's go and get this. I will share these links in the description. It says this is the Guardian. Trump supported hail U.S. strikes in Nigeria as amazing Christmas presents. So this is during their so-called Christmas, which is nothing but the worship of Nimrod and Tammuz, and this is a cult that these people practice. Goes back to Jeremiah 10. Says, let's get it. All right, this is a very big thing what happened. Jeremiah 10, and start at 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord, which is Yahweh, spake unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right? So you're not supposed to be worshiping these holidays, right? Because this is nothing but a pagan pagan worship, man. Like worshiping a tree, which represents the phallic symbol, right? It's nothing but wickedness, man. For the custom of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, right? And these people, they cut trees, man. Healthy tree, they cut them. And it's just wicked, man. And that's why these people are going to be judged, man. These Edomites and all you heathen, right? Because like this Christmas is very big, man. All these heathen are into Christmas. When you go into Moab, Ammon, India, Jake, right? Our people is into that. For the custom of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hand of the workman with an ox. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Right? So nothing but idolatry. They are upright. They are upright as the palm tree. Right? So goes into the Christmas, man. And this was going during the time of the when Jeremiah, when we're under the Babylonian captivity, right, under the Babylonians, because this goes back to the Babylonians, man. Goes back to Nimrod. So I will continue to share this. Trump supporters hail U.S. strike in Nigeria as amazing Christmas present. Yeah. All right. And this was nothing but a sacrifice. The U.S. Christmas Day strike against Islamic State targets in Nigeria have been met with praise by Donald Trump, right? And this is nothing but control opposition, right? Because those Islamists, they work for the Vatican. That whole Islam, it goes back to the Vatican, right? And it's nothing but false. It's nothing but idolatry, man. That whole Islam is nothing but wickedness, man. Like before they when you go into the so-called Muhammad, right? They call him the prophet, but he's not no prophet, right? He's a false prophet, right? That basically, um, before that whole Islamic was set up by Muhammad, no, like these people were worshiping 365 idols, every day, every idol for every day of the of the calendar, man. And yeah, that's what basically like that's why when you go into that whole very good book, um what's the name of the book? Stock it. Yeah, here it is. From Babylon and Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor. And and it goes into that whole how that whole Islam was established, right? And Khadijah, she was um she's nothing but like a Jesuit of the Roman Catholic Church, which where Jake was in those it was in power. And basically they try to drive out the whole Islam, like they try to drive out the whole Ishmael from the land, right? Like, that was the purpose, to try and when you go into the Crusades, the whole crusade was to try and get Ishmael from off of our land and go back to Mecca. So that whole Islam was set up by Jake. But um this whole, this whole Donald Trump that going against the whole Islamic states, it's all organized, it's all set up, nothing but a sacrifice, man. The U.S. Christmas Day strikes against Islamic State targets in Nigeria have been met with praise by Donald Trump supporters, who for months had been agitated for the president to that have been agitated for the president to respond forcefully to the killing of Christians in the country, right? And like this is what they do there. Is those America, right? Like they want to be like the so-called good guys, right? But they, like they have purpose, right? And they want, like they want resources from Nigeria, right? Because that's why all these oil refineries in Nigeria, right? All these big corporations, right? They're making so much money from the oil and from precious resources in Nigeria, right? And they want to they basically want to have total control, and they want to use this as a ploy, right? I will share this link in the description, but um I'm gonna bring out this, the wheel the wheel of the year, the 18 festivity the 18 like festivals in the Wiccan calendar. Discover what the Sabbath means, and when the and when to celebrate, right? So this is nothing but these witches, right? These Wiccans, these warlocks, right? Because there's they practice the whole occult calendar, that like like the lunar calendar. So as a as an Amazon assistant was early from qualifying purchase, this post may con- may contain um affiliate sorry, affiliates links from the Amazon, right? So the wheel of the year is a symbol calendar that represents the eight festivals celebrated by the many pagans, Wiccans, and witches, right? So this whole thing is nothing but a sacrifice, right? And Donald Trump, right? He's praised by these warlocks, these witches. Um, what's the girl that that Jay Z had he had a song? I forgot her name. Her name Maria Abranovich, right? And she praised Trump for for doing a great work, and that he's basically um like she praises him. You could find on the internet. So these holidays known as the Sabbath, these holidays known as Sabbaths follow a natural base cycle and include four solar festivals and four cross quarter days that fall in between those, right? So like how we as a great millstone, we follow the new moon, right? Not the Friday Sunday. We it goes into you know that the new moon, it goes into um like a new month, when a new month is going to be established, right? So right now, Friday, starting today, is going to be our Sabbath, starting sundown, right? Until there's gonna be a next month, and then it's gonna be according to the new moon, which it might strike on a Sunday or maybe a Saturday in the night, you know. So because of the solstice and the equinox are tied to um, exact astronomical moments, their dates and therefore the pagan holidays shift slight from the year to year. Right. So this is nothing but a ritual, right? And they require, it requires blood. Um, I was able to find the occult holidays and Sabbath, but recently, from like a couple of years ago, but now like you can't find it. Right. I'm sure that they have scrubbed the internet of where it goes into it. But the Sabbath celebrated occurs about every 6 weeks. So there always something to look forward to. At the end of the post, I include the wheel of the year dates from 2025 and 2026. So no, we're approaching 2026. Couple more days. Basically 4 or 5 more days, right? And we're approaching 2026. So there's gonna be a lot of things gonna happen. A lot of sacrifice. Slack, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of sacrifice. I don't know what happened. Slack about that. All right. So see what the fuck's going on. The devil, man. Slack, yeah. I'm just technical difficulties. Some technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Yeah, here it is. So if you choose to celebrate this festival, like this festival on the Wiccan calendar, how you choose how you choose to do so is up to you. um if you're part of a coven, you and your fellow witches may have follow certain rituals and customs connected to the holiday, right? So this whole holiday, this whole Christmas, this whole New Year's is nothing but a ritual, right? If you are like, that's why the scriptures, I will try to find it on the blue there. I suffer not a witch, sorry, suffer witch Sorry, to live. It's like a um. So Exodus 22:18, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, right? And this was the commandments in the Torah, that Moses, when he was on the top of Mount Sinai for the 40 days, right? He wrote down the commandments, right? Thing to do, thing not to do. So these people, they're nothing but witches and warlocks, right? And they're antichrist. They're against the Lord. If you are if you are solitarily practicing, take the time to learn about each Sabbath and learn about the colors, food, and decoration. So the colors, everything, right? So these uh these people, man, they're heavy into that. Especially these women, man. These women love this shit, man. Right? And these dude and these niggas too. All right, like these people, these reprobates, man. Um, if you're new to paganism, here are guides to what paganism is. I have to highlight this. All right, this is very good. If you want a wheel, you can display your home. You can display your home. Um, well, you could continue. I'm going to read the wheel of the year festival, Yule, right? And this was a god. Let's go into that. All right. I believe the Yule might have been um what did the Slacker Yule. Oh, it's a goddess. Slack about that. It's a goddess. It says the Yule embodies the darkness, rebirth, and return light of the winter solstice. Right. So so they do these rituals on these on these equinox, or these different solstices. Right. So this is nothing but a god that they respect and they admire, right? These pagans says with promise with that prominently figures including Norse goddess. It's a Norse goddess, Salakia. It's a Norse goddess. Frigg, motherhood, fate, Sadiki, winter, hunter. Right. So these are these different gods, but it's the same idol that they worship, but it's different gods. It's a mother goddess, right? The queen of heaven worship, right? You could do your own research, but so Yule, and then February, Imb Imbok, Astra. So there are the different festive days that they worship. The last one is San Homain, and that's the one of the most powerful ones, man. During the whole Halloween, right, where they're nothing but idolaters, man. So it says the 8 weekend Sabbaths, the Yule, December 19th to 23rd. In the Wiccan tradition, the goddess, in her mother aspect, gives birth to the god on the longest night of the year, the winter solstice, and then, like the earth during the winter rest. In wider pagan tradition, Yule celebrates the coming of longer days and returning to the sun. Sorry, and return of the sun, right? Because that's why it gets more darker. Um, in the evening, like around 4, like 5. Homes may be decorated with evergreen bowls, candles, and Yule. Right? And that's what these people worship. Right? Like that's why during a lot of people like they have that at their house, right? Right at their door, right? With their whole reeds and all that, their candles, right? This is nothing but idolatry, man. Yule logs are traditional burned to bring protection, warmth, and luck for the coming year, right? So this is nothing but a ritual, man, that Donald Trump, right, and these occultists practice, right? So this is a very big thing. Um, we gotta watch, let's pray. Um, we'll share these two links in the description. You could do your own research. You could only, like you could do your own studies or make your videos going into it. So with that, let us praise due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bashim Kakwadash, double honor to apostle, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.